Okay, so this is how I built my home studio for under $500. Right now, I'm in between my apartment back in Boston and moving out of college. So this is kind of like my current setup, and I'm going to show you how to do something very similar. Yes, I know this webcam is absolutely horrible. Okay, so there's three things that you really need. Number one is you need a DAW. You need something like FL Studio or Ableton or Pro Tool. But you need somewhere to do all of your audio editing on. What I use is the FL Studio Producer Edition. It's around $170 and it does everything for me. It's like perfect. My favorite thing about FL Studio is that there's so much support online. There's so many tutorials, so many people work with that. Investing in a DAW is so important. There's so many horror stories online of people cracking FL Studio and then making a good beat or something blowing up and then they end up getting sued and it's basically like repossessed. Okay, the second thing that you definitely need is an audio interface. The audio interface is really important if you want to kind of level up your both recording and playback in your listening game. Also, the audio quality is 10 times better than any type of USB microphone or headset. When I'm working on FL Studio, I use the audio interface to handle kind of all the audio stuff. It has its own drivers, so a lot of the latency, like if you're playing guitar through FL Studio or if you're using a MIDI keyboard or even just playback when you press the play button and it responds to you, it's all instant. The feedback is a lot lower because it uses the audio interface's drivers. So what I use is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. Now you could get away with the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, but the 2i2 stands for 2 inputs and 2 outputs. Now you could get just the audio interface, but I recommend getting the Studio Pack, which is what I got. I'm using the microphone and you could hear me talking to it right now. It's very high quality and I'm also using this headset. Now if you buy the Solo Studio Pack, it'll cost you around $270, but if you upgrade, which I think it's worth it for the 2i2, it would cost you around $330. I love having this knob where I could just turn the gain on my microphone to kind of adjust the volume levels, and also this output knob that kind of turns up and down the volume that's playing through my Bluetooth speaker when I want to hear it back in real time. Okay, so now you're covered with your DAW, which you're going to be working on. You're covered with your microphone, your headset, and your audio interface so that you could hear it, record, and play back everything that you've made. This last item is not necessary, but I think it does really help the creative process, and what I'm going to recommend is a nice MIDI keyboard. So I have the Arturia KeyLab Essential 49 key. I really like this keyboard because it's big enough where I could put both of my hands on the keyboard, and then I could just kind of experiment with the notes and use my hands to play them. What makes this keyboard special is that it comes with really powerful software. It comes with a bunch of VSTs, so you have a million different pianos, a million different pads, a million different leads and synths that kind of give you this really good starting foundation. Not only are you paying for this really nice piece of equipment, this nice MIDI keyboard, you're also getting a really solid piece of software. I found it great when I first started because it gave me a lot of sounds to work with without having to spend so much money on all these different VSTs and online plugins. Now right on the keyboard you can see there's a play button or a chord button. If you mess up you could do an undo button. It's got a lot of cool features like this chord mode where any note you click it plays the chord. Same thing with the arpeggiator. They have these sliders that control the actual Arturia software, so you don't even have to take your fingers off the keyboard when you want to manipulate the sound. Also, if you want to play drums on the keyboard, you got this awesome drum pad that you can just program to anything on your DAW. You could also transpose it so you could play on different octaves. Okay, so just to recap, you have your DAW, which you're going to be working on. You have your headphones and you have your microphone for playback and recording. You have your audio interface, which connects recording and playback to the computer. And for a MIDI keyboard, you have the Arturia, which comes with the software. I think this would be a basic starter package that has everything you need for anybody interested in building a home studio. All of this comes to a little bit under $500, and it's the most budget-friendly but also very high-performing equipment. I'm going to post links in the description where you can find all these products. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more. I post a bunch of tips and tricks. Have a good one.